I'm here in the town of Leavenworth, Washington, but it feels like we're in the Bavarian Alps. And I'm about to come and visit Pension Anna Hotel. So come with me and check it out. Leavenworth really is like a trip to Bavaria right here in the Cascade Mountains. From the food to the architecture, it feels like you've stepped straight into the European Alps. For the most authentic experience, you've got to stay at Hotel Pension Anna. It was built in 1989 by Bob and Ann Smith, who fell in love with Bavaria and wanted to bring that old world charm here. They even moved a small Catholic chapel onto the property and turned it into 2 beautiful suites. Today, the hotel is run by Martin and Erika Schuster, the first European-born owners, and they've added a sister property across the street called Landhaus Erika. I caught up with Erika to explore the property and see what makes it the most authentic Bavarian experience in the United States.
So welcome to Hotel Pension Anna. My name is Erika Schuster and I already said where we are. So let's head inside. Welcome. So this is our lobby. This is where we welcome our guests. And like I mentioned outside, it's called Hotel Pension Anna, and pension stands for a small family-owned hotel that's typical in all over Bavaria and Austria, Tyrol, and Südtirol in Italy. You would come in through here. This is our front desk where we would check you in, and then we'll get you all situated, tell you about policies, and usually we take you to the room, but we also check you in for breakfast, and our breakfast room is right through here, through this door. Right now it's set up to have guests next morning, but our breakfast has been put away for the day, obviously. If you look at the ceiling, that's all wood paneled and it's built up. It was done by the first owner, Bob and Ann Smith, and through many years of trips to Bavaria, they have brought back time and time again a piece and have made it be the cozy place that I believe it is today. These, for instance, you will see if you go to Bavaria and you stop by in a valley and there's cows wearing it, and as they're eating, bobbing their head, and there's a beautiful chime just by them eating and wearing a cowbells. Should we go check out some rooms?
Let's go do it.
And back to the origins of the building, this used to be the waiting room for the dentist office. This was his practice that then they purchased and then they converted into the hotel it is today. And this is, I want to say 40 years ago now, so time flies. Let's go upstairs, and that's sort of the portrait that I was telling you about, that I have mixed feelings about, but it's basically just showing that it's a small family-owned business. It's not a big corporation. We care, we're here. We don't live on site like they used to in Bavaria, but we are close by. So when we take a guest, we'll actually bring them into the room and we'll point it out, tell them about our operations, our policies, and you know, this is what old world Bavaria looked like, and that's what we are trying to recreate and pass down. Maybe minus the exception of a picture frame TV that we recently added. It adds light, color, and it's not just a black screen on the wall. Another big thing that I do like to point out for people who are not familiar with it is our bedding. We do have 2 separate comforters, so everybody gets their own, and a lot of people go home and actually want to go ahead and do just that so they don't have to fight their spouses for it. So it's, you know, quite interesting. Another thing that's different than you would see in most places is that they do have the sink separated from the bathroom. It is an older building, so we don't have giant bathrooms, but you know, it is functional and people seem to do just fine. Here's another painted furniture room. So they didn't have, you know, walnut is sort of a more of a noble species of wood. So I forget what type of wood they were using, but whatever they had readily available. And then they went and sort of like, if you look, they first do what appears to be wood grain. They're trying to mimic wood grain, and then on top of it, then they start putting the design. But they're basically trying to make it look like it's a more noble wood than it actually is by trying to paint it as such. Yeah. So each room kind of has a little bit of a different flair to it. No two rooms are really truly alike. And so the rooms, with the exception of 2 or 3, are all named after valleys in the Alps. So this one is Stubaital, and Tal means it's a valley, and Stubai is the name of the valley. And then the one right next to it is called Brixental. This is the Brixen Valley. And here's another kind of example of the Eckbank is what they're called. So they're corners, seating areas. And this is actually one of our staff painted it, but way back when, these used to be backpacks, hence the slot over here, and that's where the straps would go.
The wooden thing was the backpack?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Yep, yeah, that's, you know, that's before we had available fabric very quickly. Wood in Austria was a lot more readily available than fabric was. This is just a quick view because we are lower, but it shows you the church and another way to come out in the spring and fall. It's just really sweet to be out on the balconies. It again sort of highlights the architecture that's very typical with the big beams and the posts. They are carved, and like there is carving here, there's carving on the post. This is all very typical to Bavaria.
Next, I had to go and see the church, an old Catholic chapel that was literally brought here on a truck 30 years ago, and now it's been transformed into 2 spacious suites.
Couple things, we still have the original, and again, I don't know the wordage, but this is where the holy water would be, and I'm not Catholic, so I don't know it even in Hungarian, but I certainly don't know it in English. But many interesting things. So this was not a large, it's a chapel, it's not a church, but if you look up, this is where the choir used to be, and there's two beds upstairs in where the choir was, and families love this room. We do also do beautiful decorations for Christmas, and so this room gets rented like crazy all of December. It's fun, it's special, it's different. People get away, they have the space, it's cold outside, so it's nice to have more space to move around. And it's also grand. I mean, you come here and you look at this, and I would say it's, you know, we've had people get married and come in and they did their, you know, the brides and her bridesmaids were gathering here, and even for pictures, it's beautiful. So from what I know, this is actually the original parish chair. It's the priest had this chair, and it came with the building. So another thing that happens a lot is people run up to it and want to really run into the church. They're like, it's not on the map, we didn't know there was a church. And so we always ask people to make sure they do lock their doors so they don't get visitors, unannounced visitors.
Across the street is the sister property, Landhaus Erika. A more modern take on design, but still true to the Bavarian style, complete with hand-painted chests that are literally hundreds of years old. A trip to Leavenworth is not complete until you've tried some of the famous food. So I wandered through town to find some lunch.
I'm on my way over to the Rheinhaus Biergarten. It's a great place for lunch. They have delicious bratwursts and great drinks. So excited to go eat.
I wished I had had more time to explore and experience more of the mountain adventures here, but I will definitely be back. And when you come here, Hotel Pensionana is the place to stay. Check them out with the link below.